So we've got everything painted. All the edges where the slopes are going to be, I was just going for coverage. I don't want it to be pink. But the level areas, I've slapped it on really thick because I also want the paint to be the adhesive for my layer of sand. So now we're just going to sprinkle this all over the flat surfaces. And I don't care if some of it sticks to the edges. That'll look all right. I mostly want it on the various level areas. You know, depending on how we were to finish this off, we actually could make this a mesa very easily because of the way we've done the shapes. And this is, you know, fairly light colored mix, so I'm not going to put it on too thick because I want to come back and add some dark colored stuff in. So let's grab the dark ballast. This stuff has more brown in it. I'm not worried about how much I put on because once everything is dry, whatever doesn't stick, we will pour back and save it for another project. And again, a little bit here and there is falling onto the slopes, but you know, you'd see the same thing in nature. Let's get these last couple areas covered. Good thing is everything that falls on my Battleboard I can also just shake right off. Alright, now we're going to need some serious drying time and then we will be ready for some highlighting. Now that we've given our piece some time to dry, let's do a little highlighting. For the stone area, I'm going to brush on some gray, and this is kind of a dark shade. It's pretty much the equivalent of the Games Workshop's Codex Gray. And I'm just going to lightly brush it across here. And I'm going to see how it looks. I'm tentatively planning on leaving these dark black recesses, but if I don't like the way it looks, then I don't have to. So just like you would dry brush a model, just lightly scrape on the gray. And I don't love my choice of brush here. I'm going to switch to something a little better. Sorry for the interruption. My daughter had a homework issue, but while I was discussing that with her, I added some orange and yellow to the brown, really lightened it up, and started highlighting our dirt areas. And now we're making our second pass over the stone with a lighter shade of gray. Notice how that's really pulling the details out. And we've still got these dark recesses back here, so we've got some shadowy places with dark gray, and then some areas that are almost, or that are black, that really look like little caverns or something. And you see how with our rock pile we started out with a bunch of cream and brown and beige rocks, but by painting them black and then a couple shades of gray, they look really nice. Okay, so our rocky area looks pretty good. And the brown area is not too bad. A lot of this is going to wind up having some grass over it. Some of it's going to be left brown, a lot of it's going to have grass. So I'll just do a little bit of extra brown in a few places. Places where the yellow is too strong, a little more brown on it. Just want a little more gray right there. Alright, so the next step is going to be to start putting on the flocking for our grass. Alright, in order to put some grass on our hill, we're going to use the scenic cement for the adhesive. This is a very thinned down version, basically of white glue. And we're going to be using some fine turf, which is a really fine deep green. Going to use some scorched grass, which is more yellowish, and sprinkle in a little bit of low growth plants. So we will start by putting on our glue. And this can be, poured on or brushed on or whatever. Just going to go a little at a time. Spread it with the brush if I need to. One of the cool things about this, since we have the nice layer of brown sand, it's okay if some areas don't get grass on them, because that's just going to look like any natural area where the grass is worn down or just hasn't grown. And it's fine that it runs down the slope, because like I said, some of this is going to be grassy, some is not. Back here we have just a little ledge. I'm going to brush this on. Alright, wherever my slope is gentlest, definitely going to want grass there. Alright, let's add some greenery. I started with the scorched, but I'm already thinking I would rather have the darker stuff on the bottom and the lighter colored on the top. So let's go back and hit it with some of the fine turf, which is darker. Go very light with it so that when we come back with the yellower stuff, it'll have a place to stick. And remember that when this is done, when you make your hill, and you go to see what stuck and what didn't, have something to shake your excess into so it doesn't go to waste, and then keep a jar for that mix, because or some kind of container, you'll be able to use it for smaller scenery projects, or as a component of a bigger, or for basing miniatures. Any of that will be put to good use. So we're looking pretty good here. Let's select a couple spots for these plants here. And for that we'll need a little bit of glue again. And I'm going to use white glue this time, so it's kind of controlled. A little right here. Maybe a little bit along the base. here, and oh, I don't know, how about right here? Just to give it a little variety. That's why we also use different shades of brown, different shades of gray, and different shades of grass. So put a few of our plants in each of these spots where we've put some glue. Just makes it look like there's some wild growth on our hill. Alright, well, I'm already liking the way it looks. But we will come back a little later when it's dried, shake off the excess, and see what the finished product looks like. And here we are with our finished product. I gotta say I'm pretty pleased with it. Little up close view there. I like that, you know, it's mostly got grass, but we've got the occasional exposed dirt. And I really like the way the stone came out. I think this looks really good. And, you know, since it's not attached, we can reposition it, we can pivot it, do it however we want. So, yeah, our Song of Blades and Heroes board is coming together. Now for the next video, I've got two options. One is to continue with board terrain. I've got a Stonehenge monument project going on. I've already done a mock-up of one, looks really awesome. And the other option is I am painting a winter-themed wood elf army. So if you are watching these videos and you have a preference which one you would like to see next, leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching.